Hello everyone, welcome to Inside CSC Academy. I am Dr. Veena and in today's video we are going to learn about natural language processing, otherwise it is called NLP. The NLP is one of the most exciting areas of artificial intelligence because it enables computers to understand and work with human language. Every day we interact with so much of technologies like chatbots, voice assistants, translation tools, and recommendation system. Behind many of these applications, NLP plays a major role. So in this session, we will understand what is NLP, why it is important, and where it is used, and how a typical NLP system works. So this is designed for beginners, especially engineering students who are starting their journey in AI and language technologies. So let's begin with a simple question. Why should we learn NLP? Have you ever wondered how ChatGPT answers your questions within a few seconds? Or how Google Translate can translate text from one language to another? How Gmail automatically identifies spam emails and move them into a spam folder. And how do voice assistants such as Alexa, Siri, and Google Assistant understand our spoken commands? So although these applications looks different, they all have one thing in common. They need to understand human language before they can respond correctly. So the technology that makes this possible is called natural language processing. So the answer for all of the above application is natural language processing. As future engineers and computer scientists, learning NLP is important because modern software systems increasingly interact with users through text and speech. Whether it is customer support, healthcare, education, e-commerce, or banking applications, NLP is becoming a core technology in real-world applications. What is NLP? So NLP is natural language processing. It is a branch of artificial intelligence. It enables computers to understand, interpret, generate, and respond to human language. Think of NLP as a bridge between humans and computers. Humans communicate using languages such as Tamil, Hindi, French, English, etc. However, computers process data in numerical and binary form. NLP helps convert human language into a form that computers can analyze and process. And what are the key functions of NLP that include understanding language, that means identifying the meaning of words and sentences. The second one is analyze text, examining the grammatical structure and context. Next one is generating responses, producing human-like text, and final one is extracting useful information, entities, or relationships from the text. For example, when you type a question into ChatGPT, the system first analyzes the text, understands the context, and then generates an appropriate response. All of these involve NLP techniques. So, in simple terms, we can say NLP allows computers to communicate with humans in natural language rather than only through programming commands. Why do we need NLP? The simple answer is that humans and computers communicate in completely different ways. Humans naturally communicate using spoken and written languages such as English, Hindi, French, Tamil, like that. We can easily understand grammar, emotions, context, and even incomplete sentences. For example, if someone says, I am feeling a little cold today, we immediately understand what they mean. However, computers don't understand the language the way humans do. They only understand numbers, binary digits, and machine instructions. So, if we simply provide a sentence to a computer, it cannot automatically understand the meaning behind it. So, that's where NLP becomes more important. So NLP acts as a bridge between humans and computers. It also converts human language into a form that computers can understand and process. So let us look at an example. Suppose a user types book a flight to Chennai tomorrow. So for us, the sentence is very easy to understand. But for a computer, several tasks need to be performed. First, it has to understand the user wants to book a flight. So this is called identifying the user's intent. Next, it extracts important information such as the destination, which is Chennai, and the travel date, which is tomorrow. Finally, the computer searches available flights and displays suitable options. All these tasks are possible because of NLP. So today almost every modern application uses NLP in some form. Whether you are chatting with a customer support chat box, searching on Google translating text, or speaking to a virtual assistant, obviously NLP is working in the background. Next is ambiguity in NLP. One of the biggest challenges in NLP is ambiguity. So, what's the meaning of ambiguity is that a word or a sentence can have more than one meaning. So, we are humans usually understand the correct meaning because we use context and experience. However, computers often struggle because they see only the words without real word understanding. So let us look on famous example. I saw a man with a telescope. So now let me ask you a question. Who has the telescope? Is it me? Because I used a telescope to see the man. Or does the man have the telescope? So both interpretations are correct based on the sentence. This is called structural ambiguity. One more example, the word bank. It is given in the image. So what does the word bank mean? It could mean a financial institution where we keep money, or it could mean the side of a river. So we humans immediately understand the correct meaning based on the surrounding words. For example, if I say I deposited money in the bank, here bank clearly means it's a financial institution. But if I say the children were playing near the river bank, now the meaning changes completely. So that is nothing but ambiguity. Another challenge is sarcasm. So imagine someone says, "Great job, you broke the system again." Although the sentence contains the word great, the speaker is actually expressing the disappointment. So the machine should understand the emotions, sarcasm, humor, and the hidden meaning. That is extremely difficult for computers. Next, we'll see the history of NLP. The journey begins in 1950 with the famous scientist Alan Turing. He proposed the Turing test, which was designed to evaluate whether a machine could exhibit intelligent behavior similar to human. And after in 1960s, the goal was automatically translate text from one language to another. Then during the 1990s, the focus shifted to statistical NLP. Instead of relying only on manually written grammar rules, researchers started using large collection of text to train statistical models. From 2010 onwards, deep learning transformed the field. Neural networks enabled computers to learn complex language patterns from massive amounts of data, leading to major improvements. So, in speech recognition, translation, and text generation. And finally, today we are in the era of large language models, or we'll say that is LLM. The examples of LLM include ChatGPT and other advanced AI systems. So these models are trained on enormous amounts of text and can answer questions, summarize documents, able to write code, translate from one language to another language, and even assist in education and research. As technology continues to evolve, NLP is becoming one of the most influential area of AI, creating exciting opportunities for engineers, researchers, and developers. And we'll see the core applications of NLP. The first application is chatbot. So many companies are using chatbots today to answer the customer questions. So, for example, if you visit a bank's website and ask about your account balance or loan information, a chatbot provides immediate responses. So, these chatbots understand the user's question and generate appropriate replies using NLP techniques. The second application is machine translation. One of the best example is Google Translate. So Google Translate can translate text from English to Tamil, Hindi, French, or many other languages within seconds. Behind this translation process, NLP analyzes the meaning of the sentence before generating the translated version. And the next important application is email spam detection. Have you ever noticed the unwanted promotional Gmails automatically move to the spam folder? So Gmail analyzes the content of the emails and classifies whether it is spam or genuine. And this is also one of the application of NLP. The next application is sentiment analysis. So mostly it is based on the feedback or reviews. Suppose a company launches a new mobile phone, so thousands of customers post reviews online. So reading each review manually is very difficult. So what NLP will do is NLP automatically determines whether the review expresses a positive, negative or neutral opinion. So this helps companies understand customer satisfaction. This is one of the important application used nowadays. Another popular application is speech recognition. When you speak to Google Assistant, Siri, Alexa, the speech is converted into text. Then NLP understand your request and provide the appropriate response. And the next one is search engine. When you search for something on Google, the search engine does not simply match keywords. It tries to understand your actual intention and gives you the results based on that. Another useful application is text summarization. So imagine if you have a research paper with 20 pages, it's very difficult to read all the 20 pages. So in this case, what NLP will do is it can automatically generate a short summary focusing only the important points. The next application is question answering system. The example is chatbot. If you ask a question to chatbot or ChatGPT, it will give you the answer based on that. Nowadays, NLP is used in healthcare, education, banking, social media, and customer support. And these are the real world examples of NLP. So already I have explained. It is used in ChatGPT and Gmail to detect the spam emails, and it is used in the recommendation system, and it is used to translate from one language to another, and it is used in the voice assistants like Alexa, Siri and Google Assistant. Next, what are the challenges we will face in NLP? So ambiguity already I have discussed, like a certain word or sentence can have different meanings, that is ambiguity. And the next one is context. Like I bought a new laptop yesterday. It is very fast. So what is the word it referred to? So obviously it refers to the laptop. So human understand this immediately. But Computers need special NLP techniques to identify such references. And the third challenge is sarcasm. So we need to identify the expression, whether it is happiness or sad. So based on that, we need to identify the meaning of the sentence. And the next challenge is synonymous. Different words can have the same meaning. For example, a student, learner. So although these words are different, they convey similar meaning. So NLP should understand these relationships. Another challenge is multiple meanings. For example, take the word apple. Sometimes it refers to a fruit, sometimes it refers to a technology company. Again, computers need context to understand the intended meaning. NLP systems must continuously learn these new expressions to remain accurate. And this is the basic NLP flow. We'll see how it will work. First step is input text. Everything begins with the text provided by the user. For example, I love learning natural processing. This sentence becomes the input to the system. The second step is text pre-processing. Before the computer analyzes the sentence, it cleans the text. This may involve converting all letter to lowercase and removing the unnecessary punctuation, eliminating extra spaces, and splitting the sentence into individual words. And the next step is feature extraction. At this stage, the computer converts words into numerical representations because machine learning algorithms cannot directly understand text. Words are transformed into vectors or numerical features that capture their meaning. And the fourth step is we'll use machine learning or deep learning model. This model analyzes the extracted features and performs the required task. So depending on the application, how the model have to select whether to classify the text or translate it into another language or summarize it or answer a question. The final phase is prediction or output. And what's the output? The output could be, it may be a translated sentence, or it's a response from chatbot, or it is a summary, or it is an answer generated by ChatGPT. And this is the overall flow of the NLP. And what's the real world impact of NLP? Now let us look some of the fundamental technologies and make NLP possible. The first one is conversational agents. So NLP is using in customer support, virtual assistants, and we will be using in real-time dialogue system also. These include chatbot, virtual assistants, customer care executive. The second application is machine translation. Earlier, translating a document from one language to another required human translators. Now, NLP systems can translate millions of documents within seconds. Although they are not always perfect, they have greatly improved global communication. And the next application is information extraction. So this is one of the important applications. So every day we have millions of news articles, research papers, and reports are published. So reading all of them manually is very difficult. So NLP automatically extracts important information, identifies people, organizations, locations, and it summarizes the content also. So this helps researchers, journalists, and business make faster decisions. And the final application is accessibility. So for example, speech to text. These systems help people who cannot type. The next is text to speech systems. This help visually impaired users. Then we have automatic summarization. This helps students quickly understand so much of lengthy documents. And voice assistants also assist elderly people in performing their daily task. So next we'll be giving some quiz. The question is, which of the following is not an NLP application? The options are machine translation, spam detection, image compression, and chartbot. We have already discussed machine translation, spam detection, and chartbot are the applications of NLP, and image compression is not an application of NLP. So the correct answer is C, image compression. And the next one, what is the primary goal of natural language processing? The first option is to increase computer processing speed. The second one is to improve computer graphics. And the third one is to enable computers to understand and process human language. The last one is to design computer hardware. We know that answer C is the correct one. NLP is to enable computers to understand and process human language. Next one is, which NLP application do you most often in your daily life? So we have so many applications and we used most of them is like ChatGPT, Google Translator, and Gmail spam filter, and we use voice assistant like Siri, Alexa, and Google Assistant. So next class we'll see some fundamental and core topics of NLP. Thank you everyone. Thank you for watching.